have this hair and makeup and these clothes put on me. It was, felt very lucky.
Cruella isn't just a movie. It's a high art fashion show. The costumes may be beautiful, but what major struggles did Emma Stone and Emma Thompson face with them? How did one of these special costumes end up riding in the London subway?
Those costumes and those makeup looks are just insane.
Color-wise, Cruella's looks do not disappoint. We've got the signature blacks, whites, grays, and of course, red. Designer Jenny Beavan took inspiration from Vivienne Westwood, Body Map, Nina Hagen, Alexander McQueen, and Galliano. We can notice that Cruella's looks often have a mask-like quality to them. As for Estella, her looks are simpler, but they really emphasize the power of expression and rebellion.
I hope I do.
These iconic looks from the Baroness are breathtaking. There are clear nods to Dior, among other legendary designers from the 50s and 60s. We can also see that her color palette lives more in the brown and gold world, an excellent contrast to Cruella's looks. While the Baroness does look very high class, there is a bit of a stale and snobbish vibe to her look, making it clear that Cruella is paving the way to the future of fashion. While the outfits themselves were one thing, Emma Thompson confessed that she had quite the intense experience with what she had to wear under the costumes. Emma Stone got lucky this time around and she didn't end up needing to wear a corset, something Emma Thompson was definitely very jealous of. She even went so far as to call the underwear absolute torture.
It's like squeezing a tube of toothpaste in the middle.
We don't blame her. As if the discomfort weren't enough, if Thompson needed to run to the washroom, she had to have a whole crew that needed to accompany her to help with what Thompson calls ship's rigging. Yes, she's talking about her underwear. Yikes.
I find comfortable underwear uncomfortable.
Cruella makes sure everyone knows that not only can she kick some serious butt, but she wasn't the only one. Our Baroness was actually injured on set one day shooting this scene with her foot-tall wig, heels on, wine, and 3 Dalmatians in tow. Yet somehow she still looks flawless. Although, according to Thompson, she had to learn how to navigate her way around since she was often needing to duck and move sideways just to get through doorways.
What is going on? Like that hair, your shape, everything as the Baroness is like.
This movie is filled with showstoppers, but there was one that took the cake and it wasn't in the movie at all. We're talking about when the users of the London Underground were privy to a sneak peek of the Baroness. Why exactly? Well, there were traffic closures that made Thompson unable to get to set as she normally would, so she had to take the tube with her wig, makeup, and costume. Oh, and she also had slippers on to really finish the look. Shockingly, no one really paid much attention to her. If only they knew who they were seeing. With costumes like these, the actors definitely met their match. In an interview, Thompson said that she was sometimes so overwhelmed by the powerful outfits, feeling like they were wearing her sometimes. The same went for Stone, who was very intimidated by how grand her costumes were. In fact, she and Thompson typically spent the first 5 minutes on set just adoring and gawking at each other's costumes.
She really is the OG.
It's no surprise that Emma Stone's favorite costume to wear was the garbage truck dress. It is an epic piece, and driving through central London with the train billowing behind her at 3 a.m. was no doubt an extremely memorable experience.
It's just, it's like things you only ever imagined and think you would actually put on your body.
As for her favorite piece from the film, the Dalmatian jacket. How about costume designer Jenny Beavan's outfit of choice? Her pick wasn't for a human at all, but the rat costume on this chihuahua. If we consider the character of Estella, she would have been getting pieces from thrift shops on a regular basis, especially before she began making money, so Beavan dove right into that fact and sourced loads of clothing for Stone to try and get a feel of what the style would be like for the film. This thrifting got very serious, with a whole 10 suitcases of clothing to try.
It was a very narcissistic day, which is perfect for Cruella.
These iconic dresses are really what elevated the film's costumes to the next level, as they are works of art all on their own. Like many pieces of art, the garbage truck dress did require some rigging. In fact, the train was hung on wires behind Stone to keep everything looking fabulous.
Putting it on was just like mind-blowing in a 40-foot train.
Of course, there's this car-covering dress featuring thousands of hand-sewn petals. The level of detail is noteworthy as well. The shoulders of the jacket actually have miniature horses and carriages on them. This fiery number is unforgettable, and actually inspired by Charles James's iconic tree dress. Cruella is the biggest project designer Jenny Beavan has ever done. No small feat considering the fact that she's been nominated for countless awards and holds 2 Oscars. This, of course, was a very special project, and since she grew up in 70s London, it was a pretty perfect fit too. Beavan has been working in the costume industry for over 50 years, and this project is a definite triumph. Honestly, both the performances and costumes are so good, we're not sure which one is the star. This movie marks a pretty incredible achievement for Disney. We have a feeling they'll probably be in the running for Oscars with this. Which costume is your favorite?